Buffalo Bills win 32-6, and now everyone's back on the Sean McDermott bandwagon. It's absolutely amazing to me how all of a sudden the Buffalo Bills get a win. Now everyone could literally just turn the entire cheek. Now listen, they scored 32 points against a very good Jets defense, against the the Jets defense that is championship caliber. So I guess that's what's everyone hyped about. But guys, we went up against Zach Wilson. Zach Wilson, and then what? Nick Boyle came into the game. Guys, at some point, this Jets defense has been falling apart really the last couple of weeks. They're starting to really fall apart. This defense has literally been keeping them in the game almost every single week. They've been, when you look at the time of possession, the Bills destroyed the Jets in time of possession. It wasn't even close. But the Jets defense, they're getting worn down, especially when you're in a 17 game regular season. At some point, the Jets defense, it can't keep playing like Superman. At some point it's gonna have to come back down to earth and play like a regular citizen like Clark Kent. So, again, and I'm not taking any credit away from the Bills offense. They did what they were supposed to do. They did a much better job this game than you can make an argument since the Dolphins game, which was way past which was weeks ago. Right, you're talking about 2 months of the Buffalo Bills struggling offensively, struggling to even put up more than 24 points in a game. They only did it one time, and that was against the Buccaneers. I did like Joe Brady's play call. Again, as far as play calling wise, as far as dealing with Dorsey's playbook, because again, this is Dorsey's playbook. This is not Joe Brady's playbook. This is Dorsey's playbook. Joe Brady is just the one that's calling the plays, and depending on the situation, I thought Joe Brady did a solid job tonight of mixing in a well-balanced rushing attack, but also still incorporating that passing attack also in there as well. Josh Allen looked a lot more comfortable. For the most part, I thought that a lot of the design route concepts were better today. Again, I'm not in love with the receiving concepts for the entirety of this playbook. Again, I'm looking at it, I'm like, it's just a boring, bland, non-creative type offense. But I thought that Joe Brady did a much better job using a lot of motion, getting right for the most part, really exposing the Jets' looks and really taking advantage of it. The Jets for the most part, and I'm gonna be honest with you, I have no idea why they played very conservative in the first half. For the most part, they played a lot of off ball coverage, and we were just able to pick them apart in zone. We were able to destroy them in zone. But it is what it is. Give the Bills credit. They took advantage of the opportunities, and you saw that Dalton Kincaid had an excellent first half. Khalil Shakir had a phenomenal game, had an 81-yard touchdown catch. Beautiful throw by Josh Allen to get that over Sauce Gardner. But beautiful route, and beautiful run after the catch by Khalil Shakir, and also beautiful throw by Josh Allen, able to fit that ball in there. I thought that Josh Allen did a much better job of going through his progressions, taking the check down, throwing the ball away when he needed to throw the ball away. That's what you want Josh Allen to do. There were moments where again he did throw those sporadic. He did have sporadic moments, but overall wise, I really did like his decision making. And overall wise, again going through the progressions, if the throw wasn't there, he will take it out. And it sucks that Sean McDermott decided to go for a Hail Mary and get that interception for Josh Allen instead of just taking the kneel down. You have all the momentum in the world. Again, throwing an interception, that's how momentum gets started. And we're lucky enough that the Jets offense is absolutely putrid, because again, those are the type of plays that, yes, even though it's an interception, even though he stopped them, they didn't get any result. Those are the type of plays that can be momentum drives. Again, and Sean McDermott had his moments, guys. He had his moments as far as game management, where it just looked absolutely pathetic. But he had a lot more better moments than bad moments tonight. So I'll give him a little bit of credit for that. It's still fire Sean McDermott though. I'm still not all. I'm not jumping off of that. Sean McDermott, I don't think he's good enough to get us to where we need to go. Even if we make the playoffs, I'm not going to be excited. I don't think we're better than Kansas City. I don't think we're better than Baltimore. Hell, I'm gonna be honest with you. I think if we play, I'm gonna be honest with you. If we go against the Cleveland Browns, even without Deshaun Watson, I'm still nervous as all hell about that game, because I think the Browns defense is better than the Jets. I think their offensive line is better. I think their skill positions are better. I think their rushing attack is better. I think the Browns could be a bad matchup for us. So I'm not going to sit up here and say that that Sean McDermott's going to get us to where we need to go. I don't. He's not going to get us to where we go. Can we make a wild card? It's still possible. We're not technically eliminated. Like I said last week, I don't think we're going to make the playoffs. I think we're either going to go 7. It could be 7-10, 8-9, or best case scenario for me is 9-8. That's my best case scenario is 9-8 is 9-8. For the most part, you have to win out. That's why losing to Denver was absolutely putrid. It was terrible. You had to win. Because imagine if you would have won that game against Denver. Imagine if 12 players didn't step on the football field, despite how bad your offense played. Again, you probably would have been 7-5 right now. And all you needed to do was just beat the Chargers, beat the Patriots, and then beat the Dolphins in the season finale, and you're 10-7, and you pretty much would have a chance to make the playoffs. But now when you take a look back at it, you have to win out. You got to beat the Eagles. You got to win really 2 of your next 3 games. And now we're entering the toughest stretch of our schedule when you got the Chiefs, you got the Eagles, you got the Cowboys. Like, you're entering the toughest stretch of your schedule. And, congratulations. You beat Zach Wilson. About damn time Josh Allen finally beat Zach Wilson. It's about damn time this offense has some sort of productivity against this defense. But now, we'll see what you do. Again, everyone's back on the McDermott bandwagon. I'm not. I think McDermott needs to go. I think that overall wise, I think that Ken Dorsey, I still think I call for Ken Dorsey's name to get fired. But even I'm going to sit up here and say it wasn't all on Ken Dorsey. I said this weeks ago. Sean McDermott has a lot to do with this. Because first of all, he's the one that hired Ken Dorsey. He's the one that listened to Josh. He's the one that listened to Josh Allen and said, "Okay, you know what? You want him? We're going to get him." But we're not going to go back to 2020 with that explosive offense. We're going to go back to how I wanted in 2019. We're going to take the offense back a little bit. We're going to lean it back. We're going to emphasis on running the football a lot more. So no, I don't think that overall wise that Ken Dorsey was complete at fault. Again, was he the best play caller? No, he wasn't. Was he the best person to operate this offense? No, he wasn't. But did he have? But can you make an argument? He had a leash. He was pretty much controlled and held on a leash by Sean McDermott. Absolutely. I have no idea if this is what Ken Dorsey wanted. If this is how Ken Dorsey wanted to operate his offense. Who knows? Maybe Ken Dorsey. Because again, a lot of guys, they don't want to just follow another man's playbook or another man's philosophy. They want to incorporate their own. So time will tell. If Ken Dorsey gets another opportunity somewhere to be another signal caller, if he was truly the problem or not. But to me, in my estimation, just by a quick guess, I think it was Sean McDermott. And reading articles and for the most part taking a look at a lot of the analytics. Brian Daboll's gone. You think that's a coincidence that he wanted to get out of Buffalo as soon as possible? He wanted to get out before the coaching, before he was hired by the New York Giants, before he was getting the interviews. You think it's a coincidence? No. It's because Sean McDermott wants this offense to be like how it was in 2019. A run-first, controlled-based offense with 12 personnel, 12 personnel or 2 tight ends. For those who don't know what that is, that's two tight ends. And that's what he wants to go. Slow, methodical drives, take control of time of possession, and dominate defensively. That's what he wants. And, Ken Dorsey was the scapegoat. But Joe Brady did a much better job tonight. Let's give credit to where credit is due. But I still think that overall wise, and again, we'll see what Joe Brady does for the rest of the season. If Joe Brady, all of a sudden this Bills offense really starts to return back and we're averaging 30, 40 points a game, then hey, if you want to go with Joe Brady, that's fine. But to me, Sean McDermott is not the answer. He is going to be the one that's going to hold this team back to getting to where they want to go. Again, I'm not satisfied with making the playoffs. We've made the playoffs year in and year out. I'm satisfied winning championships. And until Sean McDermott is out of Buffalo, we will not get to where we want to go, which is which is not just getting to the prize or getting a shot at the prize, but ultimately winning the prize. And he's not that guy for me. So it is what it is. Again, for those fans that are back on the McDermott bandwagon, that's on you. But for me, I'm not falling for the trap.